de conectarnos con JP de Keller Williams Worldwide. There's several questions que queremos continuar tratando de establecer. Vamos a ver si ahora logramos hacer la conexión de nuevo. Vamos a ver, esperando. Vamos a ver. La tecnología en estos días está muy saturado. Estamos muy saturados en cuanto a todo esto que tiene que ver con el COVID. Y estamos, oración mío, hola a nuestros amigos de Colombia, siempre ahí atentos con nosotros. Vamos a intentar. Lisette está ahí, fácilmente entra Lisette a cubrir a JP. Here we go, JP. Let me try it again. I'm gonna go for it. Here we go. Let's see if we go through. ¿Por qué no usan Zoom? Vamos a tener otras interacciones por Zoom. How's it going, JP?
See me okay?
Yeah, I see you. JP.
Sorry, I don't know what happened there. I was pinging, but it wasn't letting you, I guess, connect with me.
I guess it's that right now there's a lot of people out there giving value. We had to say that this is one of the wonderful things about this situation is we're at home and there's so many people giving value. So maybe
It really is.
There's a lot of things. Talking about this situation, I would like to ask you, how is Keller W responding to this situation in COVID-19?
It's been pretty amazing to watch. We were built in difficult times like this. If anyone knows Texas in the 1980s and early 90s, there was a financial and a real estate and an oil bust in that time frame. So we just built these models out of necessity because things were very difficult. There was interest rates at 18%. I mean, it's a classic Keller Williams story. And then, of course, the housing crisis in 2008 to 2011, we responded in the same way. And that's why you saw us write another book. Not trying to sell books here, but if you have these available,
that's the shift. That's the
please.
Shift.
Like I don't get any royalty off this, but they're great books.
They were asking how to get it in Spanish. If they can DM me, I don't have it, but there's a lot of people that might. I think it's in Amazon. Some of them are in Amazon.
Yeah, there's definitely some on Amazon. If you want it in Spanish,
translated?
It's not translated on Amazon. Well, it might be on Amazon, but you can also reach out to our regions. And Pedro, you're a great resource for that. Like if you guys want to build relationships, I think you're going to find that our leaders in Mexico and Colombia and Chile, I mean, they've translated these books. They've made them available. So please reach out.
Claudia is from Chile. One of the
that's right.
Ella está con nosotros.
In Chile. And so we have some wonderful leaders out there that are spreading the word through this. And that's the point of it, right? Is to deliver value. These books have been out and there's plenty of agents that have built big businesses outside of Keller Williams. That's why it doesn't say KW on here other than Gary's name. It's a book for the whole industry.
And you can go, let me say that. You can go to any independent and you might find the book. They will not know. They will not know that this is basically the Bible in Keller Williams. This is what they go through, and they just imitating or getting that to the process and not knowing that it's a Gary Keller book.
Yeah, we have it all the time. Our leader of KW Jamaica, who's doing amazing, has well over 100 agents in about 2 years. He went from one small office in Ocho Rios right there in Jamaica to huge.
There's Vladimir from Puerto Rico, and he's saying that Colombia has the MRI in Spanish. I guess it's the red book they have it in Spanish. Hola, Vladimir.
Absolutely. Great point. But Rory did that. He was teaching this book to his people, and he had his brand logo on the cover, and that's wonderful. And when he became KW Jamaica, he simply took the training manual cover off and showed them the book they've been using, and everyone was excited. It's a wonderful story because he was building a business, and this is what we should all take away, even if we're running an independent brokerage. The value you're delivering to agents around your marketplace can be expanded if you just give people the opportunity. So you take that value and you're simply asking yourself, how can I grow it faster and with less risk? Well, you do that through people. That's traditionally how franchising is done. But even if you're just training and coaching, allowing that top agent to have a leadership platform in your business. It doesn't just have to be about us as the broker owners. So in terms of our response to COVID, that's exactly what we did. We went to our 32 regions in the United States, our 43 regions outside the United States, and held them accountable to what we know they already were doing, which is, hey, what training are you going to start delivering so that agents know what to do in difficult times like this? And that's how books like Shift came out, right? It's about the tactics that they should be doing right now, not big models and systems, but like, what do I do today for the transaction I need to get done right now? So we started daily live streams like this from Keller Williams University, and you saw all of our 43 regions outside the United States do the same with their universities. It was wonderful to watch. And so our regions do two things, and our offices should be following in the same suit. That is, bring training that's applicable for the market of the moment. And number two, collect and gather any information that can help our associates, especially our agents, navigate any kind of support coming from our federal or local governments. So as leaders, what we do is we step up and say, here's the training for what top agents are doing in this market right now to keep their businesses alive and even take market share when everyone else is shrinking. And then number two, here's everything you need to know and the short examples or summaries of where to go to get support if it's available from the federal government, the state or province or community government, and the local municipalities.
Mm-hmm. One thing that people ask is how to be part of Keller Williams. There's a process of getting the brand to different countries, and there's another process going and being part of a market center. What will be the right 2 years, 5 years, what Keller Williams Worldwide is hoping in the years to come after this situation or during this situation? What is Keller Williams hoping to be have more presence outside of the U.S.?
Well, our plan was in full swing for the last 7 years. So in 7 years, we've gone to over 10,000 agents in 43 countries. That's right on par with any of the brokerages that have launched in the United States in the last few years. So we're growing rapidly. COVID-19 is a challenge for everyone. And it's also an opportunity for the organization that wants to deliver value at a high level to invite people to bring their businesses in. And there was a question we didn't answer because we got dropped off, but and this kind of answers it. Well, how are we different, and why would someone who's independent join? It's exactly for this reason. It's because this is the one company that says it's not the company's brand that matters, it's your brand that matters.
It's your brand.
So if I've been running an independent brokerage for 25 years, and maybe my family started it, and I don't want to tarnish or let go of that legacy. If you want to succeed with other people who are having a conversation about performance and success and growth and sharing and making mistakes together and learning from them, but you don't want to let go of your company's legacy, Keller Williams is the only option for you because it's a training, coaching, and technology company that lets you keep your brand, teaches you how to lower your expenses and raise your revenue, and invites you into a culture where you can listen and talk to other business leaders who are more than happy to share. Because when you share the profit and the revenue and you create opportunities for leaders to grow from within, that's the kind of organization where people do want to share. Your traditional franchise companies that have gone international years before of Keller Williams were not known for having cultures of sharing because it's a sales job mentality. I sell and you sell, and we're always in competition. When you're teaching agents how to build businesses, you'd be amazed how the culture changes in your office. Now we're all building businesses. It's thinking bigger than just my one transaction next month. It's how do I hire my first assistant? How do we work together as a team? Maybe we should partner up. How do I learn and go to training so I actually take more market share and I learn from the others around me? And it's all about creating that. Leadership does it, and if you're not doing it, you're teaching them a different way of running an office. And that's not wrong. It just might have a ceiling to it.
Okay, let me do a little bit of translation. Estábamos respondiendo la pregunta de una persona que estaba diciendo que dónde estaba el valor de ser parte de Keller Williams. JP acaba de decir que es una situación de cultura donde el agente inmobiliario se siente parte de un equipo, no siente que tiene que competir con los demás, sino que todos están trabajando en una sola meta. De igual forma, no pierde su identidad porque sigue siendo su marca personal se mantiene intacta, es parte de eso. Además, recibe la mayor y la más alta educación, el empuje, y no solamente es parte de las ventas, sino también es parte de todo el grosor de la marca. Every time you talk about Keller Williams, there's the phrase of culture. Like if you go to any different brands, it's talking about the brand. But
Mhm.
culture for the Keller Williams, what is it? Because it's part of it. You it's not like a branding, it's more of your reality. This is a culture that we go by.
Yeah, culture is one of the hardest things to define or explain because you just have to experience it. However, we're very clear about what culture is, and it's not unique to Keller Williams. Our particular culture is unique, but every business has a culture. Every organization has a culture. Our churches, our families, our businesses, the restaurants we choose to go to, all of them have a particular culture. The way we define culture is it's a predetermined way of treating each other. And it means we made a purposeful decision about the mission we're on, the vision of what the world looks like after we achieve that mission, or while we're on that journey to accomplish that mission. It's got a clear definition of values we believe in, that we hold sacred, and it has a belief system, rules we live by, and things we believe to be true. And we all have we try to have a perspective on where we are on that journey. We call that the mission, vision, values, beliefs, and perspective. If you define those for your family, for yourself personally, for your business, you will be on the pathway to setting a purposeful culture in your organization or in your world. So if I wake up every day and I say, I want to be the best father, husband, and trainer I can be, and this is the vision of what my world looks like if I accomplish that mission. And these are the things I believe to be true. I'm going to value God and my family first, or maybe I'm going to value providing for my children. And then I have belief systems, like I don't cuss in front of my children, or I don't use the Lord's name in vain, or maybe
Have a square yard.
Yeah. I have different rules that I follow, right? Like I'm going to listen to my spouse when she's angry or he's angry, right? These might be the rules I define. If you're purposeful about that, and it's not complicated, these can be some key, simple things, you will be creating a culture in a purposeful way. Most of our businesses in the world, most of our families and ourselves, we're guilty of not thinking about that and just doing it the way our parents did it, or the way the previous leader that I worked for did it. And we sort of carry on these traditions. Those can be wonderful, but think about what you're carrying forward into your business or into your family and be purposeful about it. If you do that, you'll have control of the culture you're creating, and you'll be clear about who you want in your business and who you don't necessarily want to invite in because your values aren't aligned.
Okay. JP le hicimos la pregunta de qué hace a KW diferente, y dentro de las cosas hablamos de la cultura. La cultura para KW es muy importante. La cultura trae valores que hacen a la agente inmobiliario progresar todo el proceso. Por eso también es importante la presencia de Dios, la presencia de la familia y la presencia del negocio. Toda esa cultura en ocasiones ha tratado de ser imitada, pero nunca igualada, porque el deseo de Keller Williams es ser una familia que eventualmente realice todo este procedimiento. JP, one of the things that comes across when people hear the brand is I'm gonna say fear, but there's that people are asking if they're coming, if they're not coming, if they're here, what's gonna happen? Like, what's that? Is that the persona that that people are afraid of the brand, that you bring so much value that when someone says Keller Williams is coming, a lot of people are turning faces and seeing what's going on?
I think that happens especially in competitive franchise systems because they've seen what happened in the United States. We're not launching businesses to go attract consumers when we launch a region or a market center. Those two businesses work together to deliver value to agents, especially top producing agents, because we know when we serve them, we're delivering value that even new agents can use. Because if it works for your best salespeople, it's going to work for the new people in the business as well. If you only serve the new people, you're not going to reach the people who want to build a big business. You're not going to attract them or be disruptive and exciting for them to come to. So I think other franchise systems get a little fearful. And again, our goal isn't to disrupt their business. It's just simply to offer an opportunity to agents to bring their business and grow it. The reason franchise systems in particular, as opposed to independent brokerages that are local in the marketplace and have been there for 25 years, those are wonderful businesses. they get less scared because they know the local market. And it's not really about an American system coming in. That's not what we do. Franchise systems get scared because what they realize is in real estate, unlike every other industry where franchising takes place, real estate, for whatever reason in its journey into franchising globally, those American franchises have traditionally just licensed out a brand, meaning take down your independent brokerage and put up my sign.
Yeah.
And the tourists and other people will respect you and they'll know you and it'll bring you more business. And that can absolutely be true in so many markets. We would offer an alternative view that says that brand doesn't matter. Your local brand, especially if you're an independent, matters most and you should keep it. And what we would argue is most of these markets would benefit from true value, training, education, coaching, and structure for how business can be done professionally at such a high level that you might even be able to build an agent business where you could retire one day instead of listing and selling until you're in your grave, which is true in the United States too. American real estate agents are in the same boat so many of us are around in every country, which is there's no retirement plan. No one's teaching me about how to manage money. No one's talking to me about building wealth. There's no opportunity for me to really put together a way to stop selling real estate. I just have to have children, invite them into my small office, and they take it over for me, and I get to eventually retire. That's traditionally how real estate companies or brokerages operate, and that's why they're such small family-run businesses. Those businesses should remain. But with training and proper education, those businesses could not just maintain the business they've already been leading. They could have a market center or other businesses that you invite other competitors in to be part of your company and you all grow together. Now, the challenge of that is you have to be willing to change. And that means, like you said at the beginning, Pedro, doing things a little bit differently than the way we all like to do them, which we call entrepreneurial. Everybody does things entrepreneurial. I've been in this company 16 years. I still wake up every day and have to catch myself doing things the way I want to do them rather than the way somebody before me did them more effectively. And that's meaning purposeful. So we just simply call it systems and models. I follow a model somebody else did so that I don't have to reinvent the wheel. That's exactly right. Okay. So people get scared because we actually deliver those systems as opposed to just a logo.
It's life by design, not default.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, if you think about it, there's a theme, right? Your culture, your compensation model, the value you're delivering to agents, even just picking up the phone and contacting your database. Some of these concepts we've talked about, all of them have one central theme, and that is be purposeful and make a decision about what your intention is when you do it. So if I'm going to call my database, I want to be purposeful about it. If I'm going to build a culture in my family or my business, I want to be purposeful about it.
It's not just picking up the phone. You need to get your mindset before doing anything of the things.
Exactly.
They are presented to you. And you have the technology, you have the process. So why not beforehand reinsure yourself, this is what I'm going to do. And it eventually will show through the process of you're doing what you were pointing out.
We teach a lot about goal setting, and it starts with the mission. And then there's usually an annual goal. So if I want to be the best husband, father, and teacher I can be, what do I need to do in 2020 in order to be on track to achieve that goal? How can I know I'm going to go to my grave and say, and have somebody at my funeral say he was the best father, trainer, and husband he could be? If I can make that the map that I'm moving on, then I can set goals towards that. And so whether it's a region or offices or an agent's business, any business needs to just know where they're going and then set simple goals. But nobody in school teaches us these things. I'm amazed, and that's why I love this company. I was a film student. I got no training on that stuff. I learned how to make movies. I learned how to make videos. I learned how to do social media, but I did not know how to run a business. And I would argue most of our real estate agents on this call and around the world have done successfully because they are successfully talented people who entrepreneurially find their way forward. Imagine what you can do when you're in an organization that wakes up every day sharing ideas about how top salespeople become top business owners.
It is. It's lucky for anyone that get the opportunity of sharing and not keeping it to itself. That this is the ball and everybody's putting everything in it. So eventually everyone will get to the better position.
Yeah. That's the hard part, is remembering that. As you get these big offices, you're part of a big company, it can feel scary that there's not
Yeah.
enough to go around, especially in a moment like COVID. We want everyone to have businesses. We want everyone to make it through this crisis, and yet we know that won't happen. I'm telling you, regardless of your relationship to Keller Williams, for yourself and your family, be the one in your local market that touches your database authentically every day during this crisis. We're at home, spend time with your families, be safe, get on the phone, touch your database, ask them how they're doing. And then, of course, remind them that you're there if they need anything, especially when it comes to real estate. And just never stop that activity. Even if it's just an hour a day, that will change your real estate business, whether it's a brokerage, an agent team, or if your vision is to own a whole country.
There's one situation that's going to happen, I guess, in May. Is philanthropicus of the Red Day. That's something that really catches up the attention of anyone that's making the decision of switching or deciding that they want to be a real estate agent and go through through that part. Talk about a little bit of what is Red Day for the brand, and how can it help anyone that makes a decision.
I love that. It's a great model, or great example of our culture in action.
I forgot to switch in Spanish. Le estoy haciendo la pregunta que Keller Williams tiene un día especial que se llama el Día Rojo. Es un día donde todos dejan de hacer su trabajo de agente inmobiliario y deciden dar ayuda. Es una de las cosas que más me llamó a mí la atención y que sé que mucha gente le está llamando la atención. En este momento de COVID, como este Día Rojo se va a reflejar, es en mayo. Es el May, is it May 15th?
May 14th, I believe.
May
it's
14th.
A Thursday, May 14th, yeah. So Red Day it's initials, right? Red stands for renew, energize, and donate. And the idea came out of
Renueva, ejercita, y what's the last one? The D?
Donate.
Y dona.
So
you can
this
in
is,
Spanish.
yeah, thank you so much. It's really all about honoring our vice chairman, Mo Anderson, who was the biggest champion of the culture of Keller Williams. When she found it, I think it was she became CEO in 1994. Years before, she was one of the biggest proponents of our culture and believed in it so strongly, she became the person that talked about it the most. And she grew up in the organization and led it to greatness, and is now our vice chairman. And in honor of her, and she's now at her 83rd birthday, and it's her birthday in May, we always hold Red Day. And it's a great example of the culture in action. And it's simply this. Across the world for many years now, Keller Williams takes a single day off of work, usually the third or second Thursday of the month, and we all give back to our local communities. Traditionally, it's a very physical, in-person activity where we go into our local hospitals or schools or communities, and we usually refurnish them or replenish them or support food banks. We do a lot of different creative activities in every country that we're in around the world. So 45 countries, over 1,000 offices, over 180,000 people are all available to participate in this. And so what's wonderful about it is it really gives agents and leaders an example to look at of what it's like to be part of this organization. We give back where we live. We contribute back to the communities because, like agents, we believe real estate is driven by local communities, street by street, neighborhood by neighborhood, city by city. It is not about the company brand or an American model. It is about the agents and the local communities. It's different. And the way I talk to my database in Los Angeles, California, or in Santo Domingo, or in Austin, Texas, are all different.
All different.
And then we have to respect that. Red Day does that in a big way, and it also is a wonderful opportunity for people to explore what Keller Williams is like. And it's really a culture event that we feel is the right thing to do every year to get back to the communities. Now, this year with COVID, we're doing a lot of safe, social distanced activities like giving back to healthcare workers, sending them notes of gratitude and food boxes and things like that, and also trying to support people in neighborhoods who need help, who can't go to the grocery store or can't get the supplies they need and want to have that delivered in a safe way.
Okay, el Día Rojo es una actividad en conmemoración a uno de los chairmen, la vicepresidenta de la marca, que era una persona muy altruista. Es una forma de reafirmar nuestra presencia dentro de nuestra parte geográfica. Es decir, como le hablamos, cómo hacemos la relación con los agentes inmobiliarios, el Red Day, en el Día Rojo, se mantiene esa relación. Y dando tiempo, en este tiempo lo haríamos 100% no presencial, pero siempre dando la oportunidad. JP, I want to thank you for the time.
Of course.
It has been a wonderful opportunity of getting to know from someone inside the wonderful things that Keller Williams has to offer.
Thank you so much for the time. I'm honored to be included in this.
I know you have a lot of stuff to do and you need to wake up tomorrow, but there's two things that I would like you to comment on or expand yourself is what is Keller Williams doing openly? Any courses, any things that anyone that might be interested in getting to know a little bit more can reach out to the regional part, but in the wet and just anything that you would like to add in the finishing to motivate all my followers.
Well, number one, I would encourage all of you to go to Facebook right now and put comments if you have trouble finding it, but search for it's called Pivot Shift Ahead. Pivot is Pivot, pivot, and then the word shift, like this, shift ahead.
Pivotea. It's gonna be a nice translation.
It's a tough one.
Need to get it's a tough one. So go ahead. I'm gonna try to translate it right here.
So on Facebook, if you search for that phrase, pivot, shift ahead, you'll find a Facebook group where we're doing a lot of these live videos and streams about how you work in a shifted or difficult real estate market. And obviously this is one that we're all in across the world. That group is open to anyone with or without Keller Williams to see the type of training and support we're giving to our agents because we want to give it out to all agents right now in this difficult time. So again, on Facebook, search for the Pivot Shift Ahead Facebook group.
I'm gonna try to
you'll probably find it easily.
I'm gonna try to do a post so they can anyone that is follow me. Pivot Shift out Facebook. Claudia lo puso. Claudia put it.
Yeah. Thank you, Claudia.
Let me see the translation. It's like da la vuelta, cambia y adelante. That will be the.
There you go. That made sense to me.
Yeah.
No, that's the best place to go for free ongoing content that you don't have to join Keller Williams to get. It's going to be valuable for you no matter what. It's great content. It is in English, but you'll find that there's community there. And we have such wonderful leaders in Mexico and Costa Rica and Nicaragua and Panama and Colombia and Chile and Argentina and I hope I didn't mean Belize and it's just awesome the groups that we have, especially in Latin America. So you'll find community there, you'll find connection there. And I'm not tied to anyone joining Keller Williams. I'm just telling you authentically, after 16 years as a lowly video and film guy, I found an organization that taught me how to build a business, how to provide for my family, how to think bigger than I'd ever thought before. And I'm still growing. So I will tell you, no matter what organization you join, make sure it's one that stretches you and makes you bigger. And if your current company does that, wonderful. Maybe you can look and learn some things from Keller Williams and we can learn some things from you. But if it doesn't, and you want more opportunities and you're struggling because the community and the culture isn't one about growing you, it's about keeping everything for that person who's at the top, those days are over in real estate. Yeah, shift and find something new, even if it's not Keller Williams, but for yourself and your family, especially in times of change, of great massive change like right now under COVID. This is the time where people need to sit back and look at their businesses and say, what am I going to do differently? Because the market share and the business growth that you experience during this crisis, you'll never lose it. But what you lose in this crisis, you'll very rarely ever gain it back.
Yeah,
and that's something that held true for us in 2008 to 2011 during the housing crisis for agents and offices. And we went into that crisis number 4 as an organization. We came out number 1. Your business can do that. And look at these tools like the Millionaire Real Estate Agent and Shift and these free content on Facebook. Definitely connect with it. And then I would say, connect with leaders like Pedro who are out there teaching and training, because it's training and education that are going to build our businesses. And yes, it's sales. It's learning for earning's sake. So be sure and don't stop in these times when companies are shutting off their lights and going home and covering their heads until the crisis is over. use this opportunity to touch your database and grow your mind and your skills, and you'll come out of this ahead of your competitors. I promise you that.
Well, it's been an honor, and there's so much value in talking to you.
Thank
Muchísimas
you.
gracias, JP, Vice President Keller Williams Worldwide, a great friend, someone that you can really reach out, and he will be part of you. So I would like for you to say something in Spanish before you leave. How about that?
Buenas noches, muchas gracias. And I know a phrase that I usually say, and now it's blanking on me, but I want to say, I will set a goal to grow my skill set in Spanish, proper Spanish, not Tex-Mex, with any one of you that want to connect or ask questions or grow your business with or without KW. I love this industry. I love this business. It's taught me so much. My family's in this company now. I encourage you, connect with me or anyone as you want to explore this, and maybe I'll eventually become fluent.
Gracias. The next time we'll see you in Punta Cana.
Yeah, Punta Cana. Thank you for saying Cana.
Thank you, JP. It's a pleasure.
Thank you, Pedro. Appreciate it. Thanks,
Bye-bye.
everyone. Have a great evening.
Señores, it's a pleasure. I don't know how many people are in the joining us or in English, so I'm gonna switch to Spanish because it's been really good having the opportunity of talking to JP. The thing about this conversation is the fact that he's so high up in his organization, and nevertheless, he has opened up and talked to anyone. So that's something that really motivated me to finding more about KW, is the fact that they don't see themselves as the big shots. They might be the big shots, but there's so much culture to grow in it that caught my eye. I don't know what the process is gonna be. I don't know if we're evolving into something great. I hope all the process can be successfully as I want. But what I gained from this es demasiado. So I'm gonna quote exactamente todo lo que está ahí. Señora, muchísimas gracias por de tener la oportunidad de conocer un poquito más de Keller Williams, conocer su cultura, conocer su estrategia, conocer un director de alto nivel y darnos cuenta que todo en el sector inmobiliario tiene que ver mucho con las personas, y más ahora que estamos en la casa es crear valor, buscar ese librito negro, buscar tu WhatsApp, llamar, no vender y dar valor. Señores, buenas noches. Mr. Realty.